my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, I'm Zazie. Welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show serving you up this morning, and we're going to carry on doing right now. We've got a specialist in the building, and we're talking about something that I know we all struggle with. Now, listen to this. Courage is not always a roar. Sometimes it's asking for help, because nobody should suffer in silence. And that's especially when it comes to chronic pain. Now, here to discuss arthritis and osteoarthritis and the pain associated with it and how to manage these conditions. We've got a rheumatologist. I hope I'm pronounced that correctly. Dr. Rihanna Borat in the building. Doc, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm fantastic. Firstly, is that the way we pronounce it?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's get straight into it. How do we establish between the difference when it comes to arthritis and osteoarthritis? What are they and what is the difference exactly?
So arthritis essentially means inflammation or a problem within the joint. So it's a blanket term for lots of different types of arthritis.
Okay.
And osteoarthritis is the most common type. And it's the arthritis that we all think about. When we think arthritis, we think old people.
Okay.
And in fact, when I came in here, the young lady said, "Oh, do you only see old people?" And I think that's the misnomer, because there are other forms of arthritis that occur in younger people. So arthritis itself can refer to osteoarthritis, it can refer to rheumatoid arthritis. We even get other types of arthritis linked with skin conditions like psoriasis. And then as a rheumatologist, we actually see lots of autoimmune conditions like lupus. But to remember that osteoarthritis is the most common type.
Yeah. Now, I know most of these issues obviously present some form of pain, right? And some people try to just deal with the pain, which is not necessarily the best solution. But maybe in terms of just firstly identifying this, how would you know whether or not you actually have osteoarthritis or some form of arthritis in terms of the diagnosis itself? Like, how do you know when that pain is definitely associated with that? And is there any way that we can diagnose ourselves, or should we rather seek help from a professional?
Yeah, so I think pain is actually a protective mechanism.
Yes.
So when you feel, when you put your hand on a hot stove, your body tells you that's danger, take your hand away, and the way you know that is that it's painful.
Yeah, ouch.
Ouch. And that's protective, that's acute pain, that's fine.
Sure.
The problem comes when the pain persists and it becomes, as you say, as said in the beginning, chronic pain.
Yeah. And that's the pain you've got to deal with almost throughout the day.
Throughout the day.
Potentially.
And so patients you'll know if you have a sore knee, if you have a sore back, and if you're young and healthy, and it goes away within a day or two, one could ignore that and treat that symptomatically. But when the pain persists, when it's associated with stiffness of any sort, in some forms of arthritis that are inflammatory, the pain will actually wake the patient up at night.
Oh, wow.
And in some autoimmune conditions, people can also develop fatigue, sleep disturbances because of the chronic pain.
Yeah.
And I think it's always important to listen to your body and to seek help.
And I know for pain especially, a lot of us can struggle to just deal with it, and it can really affect our emotion as well. On top of that, you mentioned these conditions. Is there anything that we can do if we were dealing with this pain? And you also mentioned something like anti-inflammatory, sort of a route to take. Is there a solution to this type of, let's say, inflammation, also arthritis and osteoarthritis? Is there a solution to this pain? Is there a long-term solution that we can possibly implement as well?
Yeah, so I think, as anyone dealing with pain will know, that there isn't always one magic bullet.
Yeah.
And while medications do help, and oral medications certainly are indicated, it's not always safe to take things like anti-inflammatories on a daily basis long term, because they've got side effects. They can affect the heart, they can affect the kidney. And even on their own, they may not be enough for chronic pain. And that's when patients and us, the public, needs to look at other ways of dealing with pain. And that comes to topical pain medication, either patches or rubbing on medication. We need to look at exercise, physiotherapy, stretching, a holistic approach to the pain.
Nice, yeah.
Because the problem with chronic pain is that your brain actually develops other pathways if you leave it for too long. And the pain becomes quite established. And that's when one pain pill, one Miprodol, one, sorry for the naming, is not going to be enough. And that's where we need a holistic approach.
All right. Well, thank you so much, because I know a lot of people out there have been suffering without any direction, without any solution. So it's nice to know that there is direction and that they can seek help to potentially solve this problem long term. Doc, thank you so much for coming through so bright and early to serve us. Of course, another woman that we are definitely inspired by. So you definitely fit the theme this morning as well. And of course, for you, Mzansi, too, you are the captain of your ship. Now that you have the tools to succeed on your journey, you'll realize it's better doing it with long-lasting relief from pain.